8-year-old boys bought and sold to build bombs and blow up other children on command. Kidnapped women, tortured and raped, forced to watch decapitations and death by firing squads, all in the name of ISIS. This was the fate of thousands of Yazidi people in Iraq, broken bodies and minds, witnesses to systematic brutality and persecution likened to the Holocaust. But some escaped, many lived to tell. Joining me, the man who's spoken to more than 200 of them, Father Patrick Dubois, Georgetown University professor and co-author of the about-to-be-published book, The Terrorist Factory, ISIS, the Yazidi Genocide and Exporting Terror. Father Dubois, welcome.
Thank you, welcome.
You know, it's so apropos that we have you here right now talking about this book, about ISIS and their crimes, because right now in the news there's been all this talk about US troops pulling out of Syria and ISIS being on the run. You've spoken to people who have actually been with these people, with ISIS in Iraq.
Yes, I just come back from Iraq. I've been 3 weeks ago, and I'm not sure ISIS is on the run so much. They lost a lot of power, but they have a long-term vision. You know, the problem was to unmask ISIS, because officially they rape girls. Yeah. That was what they show. But I tried to find what we didn't show, and what we didn't show is hundreds of camps to train children. I interviewed like 45, with my team of Yahad, I interviewed 45 children from 7 years old to 11. They don't remember their name. They don't remember their father's face, their mother's face. They don't speak their language. One is speaking English because he has been sold to an American ISIS family. One is speaking French because he has been sold to a French family. One is speaking Arabic because he has been sold to a Jordanian family, etc. And they told them, the adults told them, we will die. We will die in Mosul, we'll die in Raqqa, but you, the children, the lion of the caliphate, you will survive and you will have to act outside.
How do they do it? Tell me, you spoke to children. What did they tell you about their day-to-day existence?
First, they extract them from the family. They put them in camps. They don't see the TV. They woke up at 4 o'clock. They pray. After, they have to support the suffering. They walk on them. They have not to cry. And after, they specialize them in commando, 3 kinds of commando. Commando with Kalashnikov, commando to put bombs, commando to be suicide bombers. And after they make the act, I interviewed a child, he was putting bombs during 50 days. Another one, he was putting bombs at the border of Kurdistan, etc. So these children have been completely brainwashed, and they feel ISIS. They say, I am Daesh, I'm ISIS.
And when they say, I'm Daesh, I'm ISIS, what does that mean to them? Does that mean them against the rest of the world, against non-Muslims? What does that mean to them?
Even against their family. It's why in my organization we bought a park with a psychologue to try to bring them back. Because if they are refugees, they don't know anymore who they are. For example, I interviewed a 9-year-old boy, and he has been in ISIS camps during 3 years. He has been taken at 6 years old. And at the end, he approached my cameraman and he said, give me your bag, I will blow you. Wow. And he was yelling, Allahu Akbar, in the middle of the conversation. And the mother told me, he doesn't know who he is now. And so we have to help these children to wake up from this nightmare of ISIS. But what I'm afraid is that, in fact, ISIS has a strategy to export them. Because these children are not only Yazidi, they could be French, they could be German, they could be American, Saudi, Jordanian, from anywhere. It's an exportation machine, ISIS.
It's a factory.
It's a factory of children, in fact.
You talk about the mother there, who doesn't recognize her child. Talk to me about the experience of the mothers, of the women, who I know in cases some bought and sold as many as 25 times. CNN has shown on our air video of slave markets of women being bought and sold. Talk to me about where that fits in with ISIS's strategy, the abuse, the systematic abuse, almost the factory element of how they treat women.
When they arrest the family of Yazidi, a doctor enters and checks every girl who is virgin. If a girl is virgin, she will be taken in a group and sold by group, 200, 300, and after sold one by one. If she's beautiful, she will be sold to an high authority of ISIS. And it's an awful story. They will bring the girl in an hospital and they will rape her under anesthesia because they don't want her to remember she has been raped. So that's if she's sold to high rank. But if she's sold to low level rank, she will be raped, sold 1 day, sold 2 days, etc. at minimum today, she has been sold 25 times, 35 times, and she has a new name. She has to pray every day. She has to show she's Muslim, and she dreams to escape every day.
Why the targeting of the Yazidi?
Because they classify them as evil worshippers. They say they have no book, they are not believers, so we have the legal right to treat them as slaves.
As we talk about you capturing these stories and you speaking to all of these people and capturing a lot of the stories in the book, it's even more important that books like these exist because the Yazidi haven't had justice. There's been no one held accountable. Do you hope that these stories will one day play a part in a trial? Or
we work very closely with justice in France, justice in Germany, in other countries to bring files. Because effectively, for the moment, nobody has been judged for genocide. We said ISIS did a genocide, but who? Nobody said that Baghdadi did a genocide. I think today, if we were judging Hitler, we would judge it for terrorism, because it's easier to judge. But we have to unmask this genocide. Otherwise, it will be the first time a genocide happens with nobody guilty.
And you, how does it affect you personally as you talk about taking care of yourself? You know, you did all this work on the Holocaust. You're doing all this work on the Yazidis. How about you and your spirit?
It's a fight. All my people, we are 29 full-time, all my people working in that say we are more lonely than before. Because you pass on the other side of the mirror. People like to sleep well, and we don't sleep well. I always encourage my team also to have a psychoanalyst. And I would say, of course, if I didn't pray, I'm not sure I will stay in this duty.
Father Desbois, we thank you for the work you do.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the book, and it's an important book.
Merci.